Welcome back. So now let's write a test where it can make a login call so that we can grab the response token. That's a step one. So for that, see, the documentation of the API can be directly found when you log in into this application, and when you open network tab, everything you can find the details here only. Okay, so from here itself you can actually prepare that test. So this is a post call. Right now I'm back to my Cypress editor. So here, instead of writing this in separate test, because login is something generic, right? So for every test you need to log in. So what we can do, if you remember, there is one file called commands.js where you can create custom commands. So I'm going to create one custom command called login to this portal. So that way, whenever you need token, you can call that command and that command will do the work. So I'll start creating one custom command, cypress.commands.add, and we will treat it as a login API. Okay. And second argument will be the function, right? So this add method takes two arguments. First method is the title, which is the command name, and second method is the argument, what you are gonna write here. So we all know that to make any API call, there is a method called cy.request, right? So this is a method which will help you to make any API call. You can see it here. So here is where you can provide all the details. Now in the first argument, let's provide what kind of call we are making. It's a post call, right? So post, how would you know that is a post call? You can get it from this network tab. Once you log in, here it is clearly telling that I am making the post call, right? So in the second argument, you have to send your request URL. So this is the request URL, comma, and second argument, send this request URL. Great. And now in the third argument, you have to send the payload. So what is the payload for this post call? Go to the payload section and this is the one. Okay, so it's nothing but your user email ID and password. Okay, so you can paste it here as your third argument, and that's it. So you have given these three details because these three are enough for you to make that login API call. So now what happens after you make the call? So then you have to catch the response, right? So you can write in other step, then function, and the response what you got, you want to catch here, and here where you can put validation. So once you get a response, first let's make sure that response status is 200. Okay, we will write one assertion here so that if login call fails, then you will see the error here itself saying that login did not work. Response dot status, making sure that is equals to 200. See, we have already done similar API tests in our previous lectures, right? I'm just following the same syntax. Now, if you go to your API test.js, see there we have already created one sample test, request method, URL, payload, and get the response. Same thing I'm writing here, but I'm doing that in command.js by creating one custom command so that from my actual test, I can simply say make a login API, and that has to do everything what I have to accomplish here. Okay, so 200 success. Next step, so response have the control of this complete token, right? Now this object in our case is a response. So from this response, now if you want to acquire body, response dot body, if you say like this, what happens? It will have the hold on the JSON body. So this is the JSON response it returned. Now when you just say dot status, it will give the status response. And when you say dot body, it will give the response body, which is this. Now from here, three elements are there. Now open in the tree mode, you can see that this is the response body. Now token, user ID, message you have. You need this token, right? So you can simply say in the response body, get me the token. Okay, our goal is to get this token and inject into that session cookie. Okay, that's what we are doing. So here there is a concept called environment variables in Cypress. So that means you can set this token as an environment variable. So that way this token is available in anywhere in the entire folder. So that means in this complete framework, this token will be available. So to do that, you can set like this cypress.environment, and then you can pass the information. So this environment takes two values. One is key value. So let's say our key value is token, right? And the actual value is the token what you are getting from that login API call. So basically you created one environment variable called token. So in this token variable, you are pushing this value. So that means this token variable is now available in everywhere in your framework. Wherever you want to use this token, you can simply call this method again, cypress dot get me the token. So whatever you are inserting here will be available, because in our test case we need to inject this into the browser session storage, right? So that's why I'm storing that into token variable. Great. So we have made a login call, which is good. So in the next lecture, let's create a test, call that login API from that test and push this token to the session storage. Okay. Thank you.